So the election is coming up Tuesday, really close now. And the Democrats are out there lying to the people. They have nothing to offer the people who vote for them. And so they just go out and lie and talk about racism and sexism and homophobism and voter suppression. Do you know that voter suppression is one of the biggest lies that Democrats have told black people? And most black people who vote for Democrats believe that lie, because in the black community, most black people do not think for themselves. They're about color and not about what is right. They're not free thinkers. And so whenever the Democrats want to get in or win an election, all they have to do is go to the blacks and talk about slavery and talk about voter suppression and talk about women voting. Nothing real. Nothing like, we're going to get you more jobs. We're going to open up more opportunities, meaning less restrictions. You're going to be able to cross state lines and get insurance. They just tell black people, you know what? Those Republicans, those white people trying to keep you from voting. And the blacks go, yes, amen, I'm going out and vote. And when I was a Democrat, and I know this because when I was a Democrat, those same lies were told, and in that fallen state, because all Democrats are in a fallen state, the blacks would just believe it. I would just believe those lies coming from the so-called entertainers. Now that I can see, I don't know why anyone would follow an entertainer. Not all, of course, but most of them are so morally bankrupt. Just no morals at all. Living together before marriage, babies out of wedlock, lying and deceiving, cheating on one another. Just a mess, pushing homosexuality and abortion and just everything that's wrong. But yet, a lot of people are starstruck. This is from Mediaite. Oprah Winfrey made a stump speech for Stacey Abrams in Georgia. And Stacey is a far-left, godless liberal who, while in college, burned the Georgia flag while wearing an afro. So Oprah gave a stump speech for Stacey Abrams in Georgia and held a town hall with this woman. And lo and behold, it was covered by a bunch of cable news networks. This is from BuzzFeed's news. Obama, the fallen messiah, Obama, what's his name? Hussein. Barack Hussein Obama. Whatever. The man that hate Christians, hate the Jews, hate good. The man who said he was the first feminist president, the worst president that this country has ever experienced. This man who divided the races like no one else in the history of America. He put the KKK to shame. Obama's going today to campaign for this woman, Stacey Abrams, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, who doesn't know that she's not an Indian, and Cory Booker, another liar, have also campaigned for Abrams. Oprah told the crowd, I've earned the right. You know how she talked when she's giving a speech. She's going to her slave talk. I've earned the right to think for myself and to vote for myself. And that's why I am a registered independent, because I don't know. I don't want any party. And I don't want any kind of partisan influence telling me what decision I get to make for myself. So that makes sense. Think for yourself. But most black people are not thinking for themselves because they believe the lie about voter suppression. And then by saying this to blacks, they'll tell you know what, black, you're so dumb, you'll believe anything. This is CBS News. Oprah tells what Stacey Abrams cares about.
Stacey Abrams cares about the things that matter. She cares about Medicaid expansion. She cares about keeping families together. She cares about environmental protection for our children so that they'll have clean water and won't be wearing oxygen masks 10 years from now. She cares about common sense gun control. She does.
A socialist. Common sense gun control means ban, take away the Second Amendment. That's what it means. That's what Stacey is all about. Free stuff. And if you're living in the hood, you don't have a chance because the hood is out of control. Oprah does not live in the hood. Stacey Abrams does not live in the hood. And so for you folks who are living in the hood, they're leaving you unprotected. No guns. All right? And black folks, wake up. Wake up and start, as Oprah said, think for yourself and stop believing the lies. And this woman doesn't believe in keeping families together. This woman believe in abortion. Oprah is lying. Oprah is a liar. You really, really don't want the Democrats to take over come next Tuesday. The Wicked Witch of the West, Maxine Waters, she is such a nasty, evil, vengeful woman. A wicked, nasty, dirty woman. Here's Oprah Winfrey speaking on behalf of Stacey Abrams, a black female Democrat socialist running down in Georgia. The Democratic Party is a socialist party now. It is so far to the left, it's amazing. Oprah says she's here for Stacey Abrams and the men and women who were lynched. Here we go.
I'm here today because of Stacey Abrams. And I'm here today because of the men and because of the women who were lynched, who were humiliated, who were discriminated against, who were suppressed, who were repressed and oppressed for the right, for the equality at the polls. And I want you to know that their blood has seeped into my DNA, and I refuse to let their sacrifices be in vain. I refuse.
This is the dumbest thing I ever heard of. I really, really want you to pay attention to what this woman is saying to these blacks, and they are applauding and hooping and hollering and loving it. She's not offering them anything that will help them and benefit them today. She's not talking about jobs. She's not talking about businesses, getting rid of restrictions and regulation that prevent businesses. She's not talking about getting rid of high taxes. You can bring more of your money home. All she's talking about is slavery and a bunch of crap. And these blacks are so dumb, they think this is good. Oprah is a wealthy woman. Why isn't she telling them how she got her wealth? She worked hard and she did what it took to get it. She's talking about lynching and slavery and all this crap that doesn't even make any sense at all. And the blacks don't care. They're not paying attention. They hate the white man so much and they allow people like lying Oprah to keep them down. White people, you got to help me tell black people the truth. Blacks need to wake up. They need to hear the truth. This is dumb. And the folks in the audience don't know anything about lynching. Oprah says that she voted for her grandmama who didn't have the right to vote. She voted for grandmama, not for better opportunities, not to make America great again, but for grandmama. Here we go.
And when I go into the polls, I cast the vote for my grandmother, Hattie Mae Lee, who died in 1963 before the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and never had a chance to vote. I vote for her. And when I stand in the polls, I do what Maya Angelou says, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000 for all those who paved the way that we might have the right to vote.
Shaking my head, SMH. This is what's wrong with Black America. It's not about racism or sexism or homophobism or Islamophobism or that-be-dadism. It's about blacks being blind, emotional, about nothing. Really. They should run Oprah off that stage for speaking to them in that manner. Oprah says, if you don't vote, you dishonor your ancestor. Another lie. Here we go.
And for anybody here who has an ancestor who didn't have the right to vote, and you are choosing not to vote wherever you are in this state, in this country, you are dishonoring your family.
Such a liar.
You are disrespecting and disregarding their legacy, their suffering and their dreams when you don't vote. So honor your legacy. Honor your legacy.
Amazing. I guarantee you, if you could dig up their quote-unquote ancestor, they would say, you know what, I don't care about voting. I care about you living right. Stop hating. Get married before having babies out of wedlock. Get off the welfare of affirmative action. Treat your neighbor the way you would like to be treated. Think for yourself. Stop listening to this crap from Oprah and people like her. That's what the ancestor would say. And the last soundbite from Lion Oprah, she says, women haven't even had the right to vote for 100 years. And here we go.
If you're a woman, you need to recognize it hasn't even been 100 years since we even had the right to vote, since we were considered a piece of property. You didn't have a voice, and now we do. We as women, people, need to stand united and vote our values. Vote your values. Vote your conscience.
They have
women,
no values.
people, we have discernment. And you can feel it. You can feel what is the right thing to do. You can't be influenced by propaganda and fear.
I can think of many things that Oprah have. Discernment is not one. And I don't know what to say. But I understand it. Blacks, not all, in a fallen state. Oprah taught, and Oprah, by the way, is for homosexual marriage. She's for abortion. She's for socialism. She's for a weak military. She's for everything that's wrong. Abrams' Republican opponent is Brian Kemp. She accused him of voter suppression and created an atmosphere of fear for voters. Vice President Pence was to be in town for Kemp the same day as Oprah. The Great White Hope has been, President Trump, by the way, those who don't know, has been tweeting hard in support for Kemp. I know normal people are having a hissy fit about what Oprah is doing and hear these blacks in the background applauding. I know you are. But this is all, that's all that's required of black people. Black people don't need to think for themselves. They don't need to realize that the Democrats are not trying to open up opportunities for them, but take them away with high taxes, going against principles and values, going against small businesses. Blacks don't care about those things. You just tell them about slavery and women having the right to vote and her grandmama. That's all you say to blacks. She's not telling them what the Democrats are going to do to help improve your life. And the blacks are like, yeah, oh, praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. It's sad. It really is sad. There's some guy by the name of Michael B. Jordan. James is going to tell us about him, another black idiot. But this is why black people suffer. It's not about you, white folks. You got to speak up. You got to educate them. wake them up. Black people and Democrat voters, pay attention. The Democrats are not offering you anything for your vote. Just because someone said, I'm here because of slavery, that's dumb. Oh, the Bible Go-To guy texted me something for Oprah. And the Bible Go-To guy is a white guy, but very smart. The Bible Go-To guy made it like this. Said, hey, Oprah, the right to a peaceful vote, a secret ballot, was not available to most white Europeans before 1776. The Christians who escaped to America set up all the wonderful freedoms and forms of government that we have today. They were the cream of the European crop. That's such a great point. Over like, women didn't have the right to vote for 100 years. Something dumb, right? And a whole lot of people didn't have the right to vote. Europeans didn't have the right to vote until they came here and created the voting thing. And black people go, yeah, I'll go vote Oprah. Who you want me to vote for, Oprah? My people suffer due to the lack of wisdom, insight, godlessness, godliness. They are godless. They need godliness. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Amazing.